Egyptians have not been dealing fairly by me and have left me in the wrong country. They said they would take me back to Ithaca, and they did not do so. May Zeus, the protector of suppliants, chastise them, for he watches everybody and punishes those who do wrong. Still I suppose I must count my goods and see if the crew have gone off with any of them. He counted his goodly coppers and cauldrons and his good old and clothes, and they were nothing missing. Still he kept grieving about not being in his own country and wandered up and down the shore. But as having sea dwelled his heart trade, then Athena came up with him disguised as a young shepherd of a delicate and princely man, with a good cloak and gold bell on her shoulders. She had sandals on her comely feet and held a javelin in her hand. Odysseus was glad when he saw her, and was straight up to her. My friend said he, you are the first person whom I have met in this country. I salute you, therefore I beg you to well disposed towards me, for take these my goods, and myself too, for I embrace your knees, and pray to you as though you were a god. Tell me then, and tell me truly, what land and country is this, and who are its inhabitants? Am I on an island, or is it the seaboard of some continent? Athena answered, stranger, you must be very simple, or must have come from somewhere a long way off, not to know what country this is. It is a very celebrated place, and everybody knows it east and west. It is rugged and not a good driving country, but by no means a bad island, for what there is of it. It grows any quantity of corn and also wine, for it is watered both by rain and dew, and breeds cattle, also in goats. All kinds of timber grow here, and there are watering places where the water never runs dry. So, sir, the name of Ithaca is known every as far as Troy, and which I understand to be a long way off from the Phrygian country. Odysseus was glad at finding himself, as Athena told him in his own country, as he began to answer, but he did not speak the truth, and made up a lying story in an instinctive willingness of his heart. I heard of Ithaca, said he, when I was in Crete, beyond the seas, and now it seems I have reached with all these treasures. I have left as much more behind me for my children, but me am flying because I killed Orishas, son of Idomeneus, the fleetest runner in Crete. I killed him because he wanted to rob me of the spoils I'd gotten from Troy, and with so much trouble and danger, both on the field and battle on the waves of the weary seas, I did not serve my father loyally as Troy as a vassal, but had set myself up as an independent ruler. So I lay in wait for him with one of my followers by the roadside and speared him as he was coming into the town from the country. It was a very dark night, and nobody saw us. It was not known, therefore, that I had killed him. But as soon as I had done so, I went to the ship and besought the owners, who were the Phrygians, to take me on board of the ship in Pylos, or in Elias, where in Iphians rule, giving them as much spoil as satisfied them. They meant no now, but the wind drove them off course when they sailed on until it came hither by night. It was all we could do to get inside the harbor. Nevertheless, a word about supper, though we wanted it badly. But we all went on shore and lay down just as we were. I was very tired and fell asleep directly, so they took my goods after my ship and placed them beside me. And I was lying on the sand. They sailed away to Sidonia, and I left there in a great distress of mind. Such was the story, but Athena smiled and caressed him by her hand. Then she took the form of a woman, very stately and wise. He must be indeed a shifty lying fellow, said she. Who could surpass you in all manner of craft? Even though you had a god for your antagonist, daredevil, that you are full of guile and wearing in deceit, can you not drop your tricks and your instinct of falsehood, even now that you are in your home country again? We will say no more, however, about this. I would both of us to see upon occasion. You are most accomplished counselor and worthy among all mankind, while I, for diplomacy and subtlety, have no equal among the gods. Did you not know Zeus's daughter Athena, me, who have been ever with you, who kept watch over you in all your troubles, and who made Ephesians take so great a liking to you? And now again I am come here again to talk things over you and help you to hide the treasure I made with the Ephesians of you. I want to tell you about the troubles that await you in your own house, and you have not to face them, but tell no one, neither man or woman, that you have come home again. Bear everything and put up with every man's insolence without a word. And Odysseus answered the man, Goddess may know a great deal, but you are so constantly changing your appearance that when he meets you, it is hard matter for him to know whether it is you or not. This much, however, I know exceedingly well. You are very kind to me as long as we Phrygians were fighting before Troy. But from the day on which we went on board ship after having sacked the city of Priam, and heaven dispersed us from that day, Athena, I saw no more of you, and not even remember you. Coming to my ship to help me in difficulty, I had to wander on sick and sorrow. Sorry, till the gods delivered me from evil, and I reached the city of the Persians, where you encouraged me and took me into the town. And now I beseech you in your father's name, tell me truth, for I do not believe I am really back in Ithaca. I am in some other country, and you are mocking me and deceiving me, and all you have been saying is tell me, and then truly had I really got back into my own country. You are always taking something of that sort in your head, replied Athena. That is why I cannot desert you in your afflictions. You are so plausible, shrewd, and shifty. Anyone but yourself on returning from so long a voyage would at once have gone home to see his wife and children, but you do not seem to care about asking after them or hearing any news about until you have exploited your wife, who remains at home vainly grieving for you, and having no peace night or day for the tears she sheds on your behalf. As for my not coming near you, I was never uneasy about you, for I was certain you would get back safely through. You would lose all your men. I am not wise to quarrel with my uncle Poseidon, who never forgave you for having blinded his son. I will now, however, point out to the lie of the land, and you will then perhaps believe me. This is the haven of the old merman, Poricus, and one in the olive tree that there grows ahead of it near it is the cave secret to the Naiads. There too is the overarching cavern in which you have offered my acceptable hecatomb to the nymphs, and this is the wooded mountain near Etium. As she spoke, the goddess dispersed the mist, and the land appeared. Then Odysseus rejoiced at finding himself again in his own land and kissed the mountain's soil. He lifted up his hands and prayed to the nymphs, saying, Naiad nymphs, daughter of Zeus, I made sure that then I was never again to see you. Now therefore I greet you with all loving solutions, and I will bring you offerings as in the older days. Zeus's redoubtable daughter will grant me life, and bring my sons to manhood. Take heart, and do not trouble yourself about that, rejoined Athena. Let us rather set about stowing your things that was in the cave, where they will be quite safe. Let us see how we can best manage it all. Therewith she went down to the cave to look up the safest hiding places, where Odysseus brought up all the treasure of gold, bronze, and good clothing which the Phrygians had given him. They stowed everything carefully away, and Athena sat sewing against the door of the cave. Then the two sat down by the root of the great olive and consulted how to compass the destruction of the wicked suitors. Odysseus, said Athena, noble son of Laertes, think how you can lay hands on the disreputable people who have been mourning all in your house these 3 years, counting your wife and making wedding presents to her. She does nothing but lament, nor absence, giving hope and sending encouraging messages to every one of them, but meaning the very opposite of all she says. And Odysseus answered in good truth, Goddess, it seems I should have come to much the same bad end in my house as Agamemnon did. If you had not given me such a timely information, advise me how I shall best avenge myself. Stand by my side, happy encouragement, my heart has on the day when we lose Troy's fair diadem from her brow. Help me now as you did then, I will fight 300 men if you, Goddess, will be with me. Trust me for that, said she. I will not lose sight of you when once we set about it. I imagine that some of those who are devouring your substance will then be sat here for the pavement with their blood and brains. I will begin by disguising you so that no human being shall know you. I will cover your body and with wrinkles. You shall lose all your yellow hair. I will clothe you in garments that shall fill all who see it with loathing. I will glare your fine eyes for you and make you unseemly object in the sight of the suitors of your wife and of the son whom you left behind you. Then you at once the swineherd who is charged with your pigs, and he has been always well afflicted toward you, and is devoted to Penelope and your son. You will find him feeding his pigs near the rock that is called Raven by the fountain Arphisa. For they are fattening of beech mast and spring water after the manner. Stay with him and find out how these things are going, while I proceed to Sparta and see your son, who is Menelaus at Sparta, where he has gone to try and find out whether you are still alive and why. Said Odysseus, did you not tell him, for I knew all about it, did you? Did you want him to go sailing about amid all kinds of hardship while others are eating up his estate? Athena answered, never mind about him, I sent him that he might be well spoken of for having gone. He is no sort of difficulty, but is staying quite comfortably with Menelaus and is surrounded with abundance of every kind. The suitors have put out to sea and are lying in wait for him, for they mean to kill him before he can get home. I do not think much they will succeed, but rather that some of those who are now eating up your estate will first find grave themselves. As she spoke, Athena touched him with her wand and covered him with wrinkles, took away all his yellow hair and withered the flesh over his whole body. She layered his eyes, which were naturally very fine ones. She changed his clothes and threw an old rag of wrap about him and a tunic tottered filthily and begrimed with smoke. She also gave him an undressed deerskin as an outer garment and furnished him with a staff and a wallet all in holes of a twisted thong for him to sling it over his shoulder. When the pair had thus laid their plans, they parted, and the goddess went straight to Sparta to fetch Telemachus.